kind of a summary of some of the pros and some of the cons. So first off, let's talk about the pros. So the first pro is definitely going to be the food and just the ethnic diversity that Aurora has. The most diverse suburb in all of Denver. I mean, that's saying something. So definitely a big pro in my opinion when it comes to that. Also, quite a wide variety of types of housing, everything from very affordable to some areas in Aurora that have quite the luxury type environment. I would even classify some as ultra luxury. Another pro would definitely be tons of parks, trails, golf courses, and just a lot more open space to see that continue to grow and improve in the years to come. Also, another pro would be the school system, the fact that a lot of the homes in Aurora do feed into the Cherry Creek public school system, which is one of the top rated in the state. And then last but not least, my last pro would be just the convenience and easy access to Denver International Airport. You know, everybody's traveling more and more these days, so I think this has become even more of a priority for some, but also just a very nice to have good feature of a home if you happen to have it, where it's not a huge pain in the butt to get to and from the airport. So having a lot of the access to the airport within 20 minutes, that's a win for me. So now let's talk just about a couple cons, a couple negatives, maybe a couple things that are worth considering as well. So the first con is definitely going to be the school system. And since I also share this as a pro, what I want to elaborate on with it here is that yes, you do have some homes that feed into that really popular, because it's so great, the Cherry Creek Public School System, highly rated on niche.com. But there's other schools that also get fed into in other parts of Aurora that don't get rated nearly as high on sites like niche.com. So if you do have kiddos, or just the education system is important to you when it comes to where you want to live, I would do a little bit more homework. Feel free to reach out to me. I can share a lot more on this as well, just to find out exactly what parts of Aurora are or are not feeding into the school systems that you prefer. So definitely look a little bit deeper in on that one. And then another con would just be that since it is so large, you know, the third largest city in Colorado, you lose a little bit of that neighborhood feel, some of that quaint environment where you walk down the street and, you know, maybe see people that you know and are able to wave to them. You can find that in other areas, but in Aurora, it's a little bit more challenging just because there are so many people. And then the third thing I think is important to at least realize is regarding this commute times and traffic. So depending on where you're trying to get to from where you live in Aurora, you might be faced with really not having any other options than taking some of these very busy roads like I-25, I-225, and that Havana road that does have some great restaurants, but can also get quite bogged down. So depending on where you need to get to, if you need to get all the way out west as an example, that might be a little bit of a hindrance. So if commuting and just getting around to different parts of Denver is important to you, I would just recommend that you look a little deeper into what parts of Aurora might serve you the best.